Hello, everyone, and welcome to this lecture based on the modern GMP visual playbook. Today, we are going to explore the fundamental principles of modern good manufacturing practice for pharmaceuticals. Our main theme is a crucial paradigm shift, moving away from simply checking off compliance rules and moving toward building a true quality culture within an organization. We will learn how to design quality, guarantee it through robust systems, and support it with a strong culture. Slide 2. Quality is built in the process, not the inspection. Let's start with a foundational concept. Quality must be built into the manufacturing process itself. It can't be achieved just by inspecting the final product. To understand this, let's look at the difference between quality control, QC, and quality assurance, QA. Think of QC as a health check. It tests products and raw materials to confirm they meet specifications. QA, on the other hand, is like the hospital. It focuses on the entire manufacturing system, treating and preventing systemic issues through deviation management, CAPA, and change control. Remember the core concept of the FDA. Inspectors aren't just looking for final test results. They want proof that your processes are validated and that quality is inherently built into your system. Slide 3. Why GMP? The meaning of the C. You might wonder, why do we need GMP? GMP is not a set of rules to protect the company. It is a law designed to protect human lives, because quality accidents in pharmaceuticals are directly linked to mortality. History shows us this, with tragedies like the elixir sulfanilamide incident in 1937 and the thalidomide tragedy in 1957, driving the creation of strict laws. Today, you often see GMP written as CGMP. The C stands for current. This means that relying on past precedents or experience is not enough. You have a legal obligation to continuously adopt the latest science and technology, such as digital records and AI, to ensure safety. Slide 4. The 21st century GMP framework: design, risk, and system. To protect patient safety, modern GMP relies on a framework of 3 main pillars, guided by ICH, International Council for Harmonization Guidelines. First is ICH Q8, Quality by Design, QBD, which focuses on how to proactively design quality by identifying critical parameters. Second is ICH Q9, Quality Risk Management, QRM, which helps determine the appropriate level of control based on the magnitude of the risk. Finally, ICH Q10, the Pharmaceutical Quality System, PQS, manages the entire life cycle of the product and drives continuous improvement with the active involvement of management. Slide 5. Quality culture. The invisible GMP supporting every system. Beneath all these systems lies the invisible GMP, your quality culture. The FDA has concluded that the majority of quality accidents actually stem from organizational culture, not from faulty equipment. A strong quality culture has 5 pillars. Leadership. Management visibly prioritizes quality above all else. Communication. Speak up. Creating psychological safety so employees can report errors without fear. Continuous improvement. Welcoming problems and constantly turning the PDCA cycle. Knowledge. Understanding the scientific background, not just blindly following standard operating procedures, SOPs. And accountability. Doing the right thing even when no one is watching. Slide 6. Global GMP comparison. How do GMP standards compare around the world? The basic requirements in Japan, PMDA, the USA FDA, the EU EMA, and PICS are largely the same, but the expectations during an inspection differ significantly. The US FDA is known as the strictest in the world. They place a heavy emphasis on scientific rationale and evidence, and they deeply investigate how your entire system functions. Building a quality system robust enough to withstand an FDA inspection is generally the shortest and most efficient route to global compliance. Slide 7. Data integrity.
Records are the evidence of quality assurance. In the world of GMP, there is a golden rule. If it isn't documented, it didn't happen. This is where data integrity comes in. To prove your records are trustworthy, they must follow the ALCOA Plus principles. Attributable, who did it? Legible, can it be read? Contemporaneous, recorded at the time? Original, is it raw data? And accurate, is it correct? The plus adds that data must be complete, consistent, enduring, and available. Be aware that deleting raw data, hiding out of specification results, or backdating records are critical DI violations.
Slide 8, Part 11 and CSV. Making digital records more trustworthy than paper. As we move to digital records, we must ensure they are even more trustworthy than paper. This requires CSV, or Computerized System Validation. CSV is not just an IT rollout. It is the scientific proof that a computer system operates exactly as intended through rigorous qualification steps. Furthermore, digital systems must have an audit trail, a complete, immutable history of exactly who, when, what, and why a change was made. For floor operations, this means strictly prohibiting shared passwords, separating duties, and regularly having QA review those audit trails. Slide 9, Validation 2.0, from a one-time event to an infinite loop. There is a common myth that process validation simply means manufacturing 3 successful batches and being done. The modern reality is Validation 2.0. It is an infinite loop providing continuous scientific proof that your process can guarantee quality. It involves Stage 1, process design based on QBD, Stage 2, process qualification to confirm facility design, and Stage 3, continued process verification, or CPV, which involves continuous monitoring and statistical analysis during commercial production to drive constant improvement.
Slide 10. OOS Management, the true test of your GMP capability. How you handle an anomaly is the true test of your GMP capability. When an OOS, out-of-specification, event occurs, immediate retesting until you pass is strictly prohibited. This is a major FDA violation. First, you must conduct a Phase 1 laboratory investigation to check for lab errors. If there is no lab error, you move to Phase 2, a manufacturing investigation, to find the root cause in the equipment, materials, or procedures, which eventually leads to a CAPA. Also, even if a result is within specification, if it deviates from historical trends, out of trend, or OOT, it is considered an abnormal signal that requires investigation. Slide 11. CAPA and Root Cause Analysis, RCA. Fix the system, not the person. When an error occurs, we must fix the system, not the person. Think of a problem like an iceberg. The visible tip is the deviation, like a weighing error. The underwater portion contains the root causes. You must use tools like the 5 Whys to dig into factors like machine, method, material,
Measurement and environment. The golden rule here is citing worker carelessness as the root cause, and prescribing retraining as the CAPA is the worst possible pattern. You must find the systemic flaw, implement corrective and preventive actions, and scientifically verify their effectiveness. Slide 12. Batch release and PQR. Manufacturing finished does not mean quality is finished. Quality assurance doesn't end when manufacturing stops. The final batch release is the exclusive authority of the Quality Assurance Unit. They don't just look at test results. They review manufacturing records, deviation handling, and change controls. Furthermore, companies must perform a PQR, Product Quality Review. The PQR is not just annual paperwork. It is a predictive health check analyzing a year's worth of data on deviations, complaints, and stability to forecast future risks and feed preventative improvements back into management review. Slide 13, the reality of FDA inspections. When FDA inspectors arrive, they don't just look at your equipment. They look at the invisible PQS and organizational culture operating behind the machines. Inspectors are not demanding 0 deviations. Instead, they are measuring trust. They want to see if you hide problems or if you scientifically investigate root causes and continuously improve the system. If a company fails to properly address a 483 observation, it can escalate to a public warning letter, which represents a severe loss of trust in the quality system.
Slide 14. Synthesis, the modern GMP ecosystem. To summarize, modern GMP is a highly interconnected ecosystem. Elements like risk management, QRM, manufacturing, deviations, change control, and CAPA are not isolated departmental tasks. They are interlocking gears. If one gear stops, the entire system fails. The essential lubricant keeping these gears turning smoothly is quality culture, and the solid evidence proving they are turning is data integrity.
Slide 15. The ultimate question and conclusion. So we arrive at the ultimate question. What is an organization that doesn't fear an inspection? It is an organization that lives by 5 principles. Patient first, operating for human lives, not just for compliance rules. Science-based, discarding rule of thumb experience in favor of scientific evidence. Risk-based, anchoring every operational decision in rigorous risk assessments. Data integrity, proving absolute sincerity through perfect, immutable records. Continuous improvement, never stopping at good enough. Ultimately, true GMP is the proof of an invisible culture running your daily operations flawlessly, even when no one is watching. Thank you for your attention. This concludes our lecture on the modern GMP blueprint.